Hi, welcome back. It's Dr. Sam in the city. Just perusing the latest edition of Grazia, and was very delighted to be in here in a piece by the wonderful Kazi Steer on why don't people see a dermatologist more often for their skin. And it's a very good question, and in fact I think the question about when you should think about starting prescription skincare has come up a number of times on my social channels, so it's actually a good time to address this. So I think there are a number of instances when it just makes sense. Now, the first is you have done your research, you've sourced all the best over-the-counter products, and you've worked your way up to using a strong version of retinol, for instance. You're maybe on 0.5, 0.75 or 1. You've added in some vitamin C, if we're talking about anti-aging, I might say, and you're using a good quality sunscreen, and you feel that you've definitely seen improvement, but you want more, and you're not really sure how to go about getting more with what is available over the counter. So I think that's a good time to say, do I like this? Do I like where my skin is going? Do I want to prevent further problems with regards to sun exposure and aging? And if so, then I think that's an excellent time to seek out a cosmetic derm's approach to amping up your skincare into the prescription zone. The next instance will be where you've tried to tackle a problem with over-the-counter products. Now, things like melasma, rosacea, acne, those are all things that you can certainly make a start on managing with over-the-counter problems. But for some, they will find that they've reached their limits, or where they feel, they're starting to feel a little uncomfortable, that maybe this seems a little scary, and they haven't quite gotten the resolution or control over the problem that they want. And I certainly think that conditions like melasma, for instance, and rosacea, where actually putting a routine together can be quite daunting, and in the case of melasma often isn't terribly effective in terms of over-the-counter products. Again, you're heading for the prescription zone. Now, the next instance where I think it's terribly helpful is if you have more than one problem. Now, diagnostic certainty is something that can be quite difficult. If you're someone, for example, who had teenage acne and maybe it persisted on into your 20s, and then in your early 30s you started to get new problems like redness and spots up here rather than down here, and you think, maybe I've got both acne and rosacea, but I'm not sure, and I'm not sure what ingredients are the right ones to choose to manage both issues. Bingo, go straight to the prescription zone. So good guidance will certainly help you if you think that things are either evolving from one problem into another, or indeed you have more than one issue going on at the same time. It can be particularly tricky to manage a dry skin problem like eczema whilst at the same time having acne or rosacea or melasma. So in all these instances where there's an overlapping Venn diagram of ingredients that work for one and other, and then finding that sweet spot in the middle, that can really be helpful to have someone to hold your hand and guide you. Now, the next instance where I think it can be super helpful might seem a bit counterintuitive, but bear with me. It's if you have sensitive skin but are also concerned with anti-aging, as most of us are, let's face it, over the age of 25, and you're just not sure. You've tried some over-the-counter products, your skin is likely to go red and flary, and generally just feel unhappy if you use the wrong things, and you have a bathroom shelf full of products that you've tried and failed with, and you're spending a fortune generally, and now you've actually just pared right back to the simple things you've been using for years because they're safe, but you're not really making any progress with your skin. Bingo, go straight to the prescription zone. Now, the reason for that is that in a way, when you're dealing with prescription products, you're dealing with known quantities. So we have active ingredients, and we know the percentage, and we know what we expect from them. But what you don't have are the filler ingredients that are so often irritants like fragrance and essential oils, things that are random additions to a product, usually a product that you haven't got a huge amount of active ingredient, and it's probably a product that hasn't really declared what the active ingredient level is. So you don't really know where you are. Are you reacting to the ingredient that it's supposed to be enriched with that's meant to make you look fresher? Or is it one of the 25 other random ingredients that actually isn't doing anything for you and is stopping you from using that key active? So bingo, straight to the prescription zone. And then the final thing is just a practical sort of observation. Are you spending a lot of money on skincare? And I know this is certainly the case because every patient I see for the first time in the practice, I ask to complete the form. So I kind of know where we're jumping off from in terms of what their routine has been. And it's very, very common nowadays to have people coming in with supplementary pages and literally hundreds and hundreds of pounds being spent on skincare that isn't really getting them anywhere, has thrown them into a confused state because they haven't got a clue what to apply when, what works with what doesn't work with what. And really you're not getting any real bang for your buck despite a heavy investment. I think particularly in the UK there is some reluctance to sort of approach certainly a medical physician to get advice on skincare for cosmetic purposes, but frankly guilt is a waste of time, and ultimately if you're already spending the big bucks but not getting anywhere, just save yourself the headache. Make an appointment, even if it's just a one-off appointment. It will give you clear direction on what is and isn't worth your investment, and if you get 1 or 2 prescription products in the mix, the chances are you'll be using far fewer routines to get far greater results much more quickly. The likelihood is you'll stay with that particular clinician, but give it a try anyway. If you're already doing that, your shopping behavior is like a monthly habit, but not really getting you anywhere, I think you could be pleasantly surprised by the outcome. So there you have it, my key instances where prescription skincare might be for you. Have you tried it yet? Let me know. Bye for now.